he was out of bounds.
When he hit his whistle, he wasn't out of bounds.
Kid ran out of bounds. You saw that all the way over here?
No, I know
Where you at? Where you at?
Right here.
You didn't see it, because I didn't see it. I just said it, but you didn't see it.
A rec center in Mike Anderson's Birmingham neighborhood is where his basketball journey began. One that would introduce him to coaches who would shape his career. While Anderson wasn't a highly recruited high school prospect, he ended up finding a home at Jefferson State Community College.
Now, this coach, he retired a long time ago, but they dropped basketball at the junior college I was at. They dropped it. Kind of hurt his heart too, you know, because he was a guy that had been there for quite a while, and they just dropped him. What's up, Coach? How old are you, Coach?
81.
Wow. What you still shoot?
Oh,
On the golf course.
Hey, if I can get below 90, I'm doing pretty good.
There you go.
You know, he didn't get the offer he wanted out of high school, even though he was a really fine player.
You know where I wanted to go? I want to go to UAB.
Yeah.
That's when they just started their program.
Just started.
And they started like in '77, and so I graduated in '78.
Sure.
And, but like Coach said, you know, it didn't happen.
Are you more willing to take a junior college player because of your experience playing at junior college than some coaches?
I just think it's got to be the right kid, right kind of kid. You know, the timing of it. You know, because you got to remember it's going to take a little period to get acclimated. You know, I've always taken maybe once every 2 years. I've taken one, or 3 years. You know, this year was unusual. We took 3. And why? Because we needed some impact guys. I'm a product of junior college, so, and I think it gets a bad rap.
He had a great 2 years with us. He was a very well-conditioned athlete. When we had practice, he was okay while we were working on that half-court stuff, but when we went to the full court, he loved that. And you know, he still does.
Yeah, that's true.
He still does.
That's true.
He likes to see that game played one end to the other.
Jefferson State turned into Cinderella at the National Junior College Tournament, and basketball opened another door.
Little team I had got Cinderella, Jefferson State out of Birmingham, Alabama. Got hot at the right time. Now we're playing against a team that went 37-0, Coach Nolan Rich.
When you first saw him like in that junior college championship, what do you remember?
I remember the toughest, meanest competitor, little fighting guy. I mean, he had the worst looking junior college team in America. And every time they would win, I'd be at the game because I'm gonna see who we play next. And he keeps beating all these good teams.
What do you remember about that JUCO championship game?
Oh, it was a game we led. We led at halftime.
I never forget, he fouled out. They were 15 up, but most teams were 15 up on us. But I don't know, it was something about those 37-0. They thought they'd get behind and they just beat you by 30. And then we ended up beating them by about 20. But after that game, I was already named the coach at Tulsa. After that game, I had Coach Stoglin was going to be my assistant. I said, go find him. We got to have him. If we get him with the guys that I got coming, we'll go to Tulsa and we'll turn that program around so quick it'll make your head swim. So he was actually my first recruit as a major college coach.
Coach Richardson got the job at Tulsa, and so you can't beat him, you join him. And we went on to Tulsa and won an NIT championship the very first year.
Anderson's playing career at Tulsa would morph into a coaching career as a volunteer on Richardson's staff at Tulsa and then as an assistant at Arkansas. But he almost didn't make the leap.
I never thought I'd do it, you know, because, you know, in between that, I did a lot of things. I substitute taught. I was selling office supplies. I was making some pretty good money, too. And then when he got the job at Arkansas, that's when I kind of went full tilt. I mean, I just dropped everything and said, you know what, I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was because of guys like yourself and Coach Richardson, and because the game was good to me. I didn't want to get away from it.
Yeah.
I wanted to stick around. That's why even when I had a full-time job, I kept my nose in it. And between Tulsa and Arkansas, we were together for 22 years. So when you talk about the culture, the atmosphere, I learned from him.
McDaniel will end it and stop. Arkansas is in hog heaven. They've won their first ever national championship.
The Mike Anderson story almost seems like a fairy tale. From humble beginnings to junior college, then meeting Nolan Richardson, then his mentor goes through one of the messiest divorces in college basketball history. You forget that Anderson was successful at UAB and Missouri. And then he comes back to try to reunite and rebuild Arkansas basketball. Is that harder than you thought it would be coming back to Arkansas to win?
Well, it's just taking a little bit longer time. Everywhere I've been on the fast track. At UAB, it took 2 years in the Sweet 16. At Missouri, in third year, we're in the Elite Eight. And so I know we're tracking, you know. But obviously, it's been done there at Arkansas. And we know the formula. We're at the right place. And just anything worth having, it takes time. But in this day and time, everybody, what have you done lately? I get that, though. I get that.
Listen up. That guy took off from here and went over there and got the damn basketball. But that you, then go this way sometime. You got to start making them guess where you're going. You're too easy to guard. And you guys got to attack these guys. Hell, they ain't got but 1 foul. You know why? All we're doing is passing on the horn. Come on up there and ball screen every now and then, Trey, and y'all get in there.
One thing about Mike, he never gets down on himself or his players. You know, he might walk out of that gym, boy, but before you know it, he's ready to bounce back. He's ready for practice the next day. He's ready to challenge he's that kind of guy.
Head up, eyes this way. Eyes this way, okay? One game ain't gonna define you, okay? All it was another test. It was another test. It's one game. It's one game. It's one game. My impact would just kind of try to impact in lives. That's what I want to do, continue to try to impact, you know, student athletes' lives. And it to me ain't about the wins and losses. You know, it's, and I think even coming here, when I came back here, I think it brought a lot of things together. That's to me, so maybe I'm a bridger, I don't know. Maybe I'm a uniter, I don't know. But it brought a lot of things together, and not many people could do that.
People that really know Anderson the best think the best chapter of his life has yet to be written.
And so when you talk about unifying, you're talking about the fan base, you're talking about the former players. Coach Richardson, I mean, this guy, he won the national championship here. I mean, it makes sense for him to be, you talked about, and talked about it in the right way.
Go back and look at Mike Anderson's life, where he's from, how he was raised, how he was shaped. You really think this is like fate. He was meant to coach at Arkansas and this time bring it all back together and win at a really high level again.
So when you're talking about unifying, I'm just talking about unifying the whole state that has tremendous pride, and obviously I lived here quite a while. You know, my kids were raised here. So I just think when it's all said and done, you know, and I want to win a national championship. I'm just wired to win one. I think, you know, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.